Joining now.
Good. Uh-oh. I'll be live. Good.
It's working.
Yeah. Good evening everyone and welcome along to FRL. We are here for F1 2021 action. It is F1, it is season 14, round number 12 of the championship as we've taken the Italian Grand Prix for both the sprint and the feature races here at the Autodromo Nazionale di Monza. My name is James Head, going to be taking you through the stream as always on a Tuesday night, and joining me in the commentary box, it is FRL Jesse. Jesse, we had a little bit of a technical hitch before we start the stream there. How on earth are you doing?
I'm doing really well. Glad to see that the stream is now working. In take two. So yeah, how are you?
I'm doing really well. I think Monza, honestly, is one of those tracks where it is going to be very tight in terms of the action, and obviously it is very tight in terms of the championship standings as well, because everyone is getting ready up. So I'll run you through quickly of what is going to happen here tonight with the sprint and the feature races. But we'll run you through the championship first, because Montana leads the way on 151 points, Jensen second on 138, Barack in third on 121. Of course, Montana took the win last time out in Canada, as rightfully predicted by me, of course. Second was Henry on his best race of the season, and Lou finished third, his second podium of the season, or his third podium of the season there as well. Barack in third in the championship on 121 points, Lou in fourth on 104, then Ruti fifth on 99, then Yona sixth on 86. He's going no assists for the final few runs of this season, which should be really good to see, because I've seen him in TTMLF2 and he looked a little bit of a shadow of his former self, so maybe he's going to come back to his best here tonight. Tom Roberts there in 7th on 66, Kazizel in 8th on 44, MedCC in 9th on 40, and Physical in 10th on 33 points. And, looking through the driver's standings there, Jesse, Montana leads the way, 13 points over Jensen, 17-point gap between Jensen and Barack. Still looks quite close in the standings compared to Montana's dominance last week.
Well, everything can happen in sprint races, so maybe it could happen again tonight with some action.
I really hope so, and I'm hoping, honestly, because most of these guys, or some of these guys, race in TTML on Sunday, and they will be really cautious, I think, in terms of the racing here tonight, because that race, in terms of the driving standards, was terrible. Both in the sprint and the feature race, it was pretty good fun, but it was still driving standards that fell below the best, so hopefully tonight we are going to see some really good action out on track. Jensen, by the way, just to bring you up to speed on what Jensen did in that race in T2ML F1, he actually got hit by Rudy on the final lap of the sprint race and cascaded down the field. I think he finished 7th in the end, and he was in a championship battle with Tom. Tom took the championship lead in TTML F1 going into the final race of the season, so if that's anything to go by, Jensen might be struggling here tonight, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, he finished 11th last week in Canada as well, but we are better get going here for the Italian Grand Prix. It is one-shot qualifying, and we're going to ride you on board with Harman as he comes around the final corner and on the run to the line, and we'll see what Harman can do. Of course, in the Williams, on the run down into the Retterfield chicane at turn number 1, you can reach 210 mile an hour without the DRS, 220 in towards turn on with the DRS as well. But Harman reaches the Retterfield chicane of turns 1 and 2. Nicely done through turn number 2 there. Of course, going to be one of the slower down the field, but we'll still see how he gets on as he now comes through Curva Biasono, otherwise known as Curva Grande, and then in towards the Della Roger chicane at the end of the first sector, and it's a 26.4 through the first sector from Harman. We should be seeing 26.2s, 26.1s, I would think, from the top guys. Macho Montana Lou towards the top end of the field so far. Harman's there in 10th, coming in towards Lesmo 1, not to be confused with another word that might be striking into your mind at this point. Coming through the Lesmo 2, and then now down the Curva del Serralio, which is this left-handed kink, not counted as a corner on this circuit, but down in towards turn number 8 now at Ascari, at Variante Ascari, and to 53.2 in the middle sector from Harman, comes through turn 8, through the right-hander of 9, then on the exit of Ascari through turn 10, nice and negotiating in terms of the curbs, and he overtakes Macho, who's had an absolutely terrible middle sector, I think, and I think he might have spun, actually, possibly out of Ascari there as well. But now in towards Parabolica, of course, was named in the Curva Alboreto, I think it was named in 2021, of course, naming Davide somebody. Lou takes the chop from Stephen in second, Montana in third. Curva Alboreto is what that corner was actually named in real life. Of course, commemorating the former F1 driver Alboreto in Italy, of course. But we're really getting disqualified there. Montana only third. We'll see, of course, the full grid order very soon. And here is the full grid order, actually. It's Lou out on top from Stephen Osh there in second. Montana in third, a tenth of a second, covering the top three, with Sapala in fourth. Good qualifying from him. He's only a thousandth of a second, though, ahead of Jensen. That's how consistent Jensen was in that qualifying session. Callum in sixth, 3.5 tenths behind. Barak in seventh, Harman in eighth. Bunty in ninth, and MedTC run off the top 10. And Stavadenko, Macho, Vaporizer, Hawk, and Rocco run off the top 15. Top 14 set lap times, so everyone else got disqualified on their laps. It was Rocco, Bombastic, Pasix, Ruti, Yona, and Physico, the 20 drivers there starting this race, the sprint race here in Italy. Leave the wad on top, though, Jesse. Obviously, Stephen Osh there in second, Montana in third. Very close qualifying session, as it's absolutely teeming down out on track.
I don't see anything for now, but rain. Yeah, it could be really interesting, but now's the question if it's full wet or inters. I think it's inters for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at Macho's pit box, and I can see a green wall compound of tyre, and that's inters. Looking at how the rain has fallen as well, definitely shouts to me as if it's an inters track. Of course, it doesn't look too dry to actually go into a set of dry compound tyres around here. And remember about the inters, I've probably said this fact already this season where we've had a wet race, but the inters can dispose of 25 to 30 litres of water per second, 75 to 80 litres of water a second for the full wet compound of tyre. Will it only be a 25% race though, Jesse? We should see an easy one stop, and we shouldn't really see much change in terms of the conditions unless it dries up towards the end.
Well, if it stays inters, then it's for sure a zero stop.
Oh so, yeah, actually, you're right.
I think if it stays inters, I think it will not be the best sprint we see, but yeah, maybe still some exciting moments can come as Lou going up in turn one already in the formation that maybe he's trying to cut it to how to cut it at the start.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. He doesn't want to do that, obviously, on the start of the actual race. Of course, everyone's on a set of intermediate compound tyres there off to the left-hand side of your screen. And just while we've got your attention as well, Mr. Head Commentator here is going to be investing in a Stream Deck and capture card very soon indeed. So therefore, probably for the final 2 or 3 rounds for the season, we're going to be using graphics for FRL F1. Better than old Stephen SharePlay, better than anything else you might have seen in your life as well. But we're really excited to bring that to you, and I am going to be ordering that next week. Oh, and an AlphaTauri in the wall. Montana in the wall. Coming out of Les Mode 2. Not often you see Montana in the wall. Takes up the DRS ball for good marks as well. Montana in the wall. They're in third position. But yes, back to that. The big announcement. Yes, FRL F1 will be going rogue in terms of the graphics for the final few rounds of the season.
As I see in the Discord, Kellemer forgot his quali ban, so that will be 30 seconds added to his race time.
It will be. I think Mentos also has a qualifying ban, if I'm not mistaken. I'll get up the stewards reports when I find them. It's always difficult to see the stewards reports. But yeah, the qualifying bans, yeah, Callum has only got the qualifying ban here of people that's turned up. Mentos is the other one, but he hasn't turned up a few races. It's almost as if he's trying to escape that qualifying ban, I think, to be honest. And obviously, you had a qualifying ban as well. What's wrong with your driving, Jesse, having a qualifying ban? But of course, you informed me you won last night, so it shouldn't be too bad.
Shouldn't be too bad.
But I'm going to come across to you, Jesse. Who's your top 3 for the sprint?
P1 Lou, P2 Montana, P3 Jensen.
I'm going to go different to that. I'm going to go Montana for the win, Jensen second, and I'm going to go... Do you know what? I'm going to put a right rogue one in there. I'm going to go Ruti for third. Down in 18th, I think he's got a really good chance. He's got really good pace on the inters around here. because I've seen him do that before in LOE. But we are about to get going. Sprint qualifying here, and then the feature race to come. But sprint qualifying first for round 12 of the championship, and it is lights out and away we go. And Luke gets a very good start. Stephen Osh wheel spins off the line, but he gets a really good launch actually, and he's going to be side by side with them, possibly down towards turn number 1. Jensen's been overtaken as well, and Sapalo is actually the one that slept off the start. They race down into the left field chicane at turn number 1. They go a little bit deep in behind. There's a Constantino effect down and halfway down the field. Baloo out in front's already away by a second. Stephen Osh got caught there on Montano, I think. There's a car off into the grass. I think it was made TC taking the avoiding action onto the grass through there, but I think everyone's clean through. Pasix has been caught up in an incident, I think, at the back of the field. He's dropped a few positions. Jensen though running side by side with Stephen in towards the Della Rocha chicane, not getting the move done. Callum absolutely sends it around the outside line. He sent it too much, and there's wing damage for Harmon there in the background. Callum has been picked up damage as well. It's all rolling car park through the Della Rocha chicane, but Lou out in front, Jesse, leads by 1.7 seconds up the start. Absolutely electric, and Montana so far cannot keep up with him.
Lou had a really good advantage because some drivers were side by side in turn 1 for P2. So that's why he is almost 2 seconds away now. Really good start for the Haas driver. Yeah,
really good start indeed. And of course, he's out of that slipstream range. He would be out of that DRS range as well if the DRS was actually enabled around here. Callum, I think, has spun coming through with Scary. He's going very slow indeed. I think he's got wing damage on the left side end plate, if I'm not mistaken, as a result of that contact with Harmon. Macho was going side by side with him. Actually, Pasix is on the inside on, and he actually gets the move done on both of them. So Pasix through, and he's into 17th. But yeah, Callum has got left side end plate damage on the car. I thought it was Harmon actually that picked up the damage, but it wasn't. It was Callum who picked up the damage. Everyone running side by side. Oh, and the Ferrari and the McLaren, Vaporizer and the Hawk going wheel banging down and towards turn number 1 as Callum picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He might retire the car. Vaporizer though around the outside and towards turn 1. Hawk's dive it too deep on the inside. Vaporizer on the inside line now for 2. Just about forced him out wide. It's very difficult in these conditions to actually get a bit of wheel spin, and Vaporizer puts Hawk into the grass there. Unfortunately so, you can't really go 2 by 2 in these conditions out on track, and Hawk's there down in 15th for Macho, Callum and Bombastic all into the pit lane, all for damage as Rooty dives it down the inside line of Hawk and gets the job done into the Della Rocha chicane. He's through and he's into 15th.
Really good move by Rooty on his teammate. Some drivers are going side by side here. Physico going wide as Vaporizer going for the overtake now. Rooty also maybe. No.
Hey, well.
Physico going a little bit wide, and now Rooty overtakes him and Hawk into maybe.
Yeah, and just before that as well, Vaporizer was so squirrely coming out the Della Rocha chicane. I thought he was actually going to spin the car. Physico on the back of Hawk, not quite close enough. Jensen, however, though, on the back of Stephen Osh, 3rd and 4th position. Bombastix picks up a 3-second penalty in the back of the field. There he's down in 20th position. Everyone's still going, though, of course, and the points, of course, can be changed here in the sprint race. There's the full run. Oh, and there's a Red Bull in the wall. Red Bull in the wall, trying to see who that was. It a Williams or a Red Bull? But Sapala in the wall. Sapala's into the pit lane, saw somebody spinning. Bunty suddenly went up to 6th as well. He's past Harmon, and Harmon's the one that's struggling down the straight. He's actually made TC. Now gets the run into the right of field chicane, down the inside and towards turn number 1. The Finn tries to go around the outside of the Brit, and the Brit hangs on just about. Made TC still side by side with him. There was I thought there was a car going off in the background there, but there's not. Made TC though and Bunty side by side through Curva Grande, and Made TC should have the run on the outside line, surely with the grip advantage. Bunty though will try and dive this down the inside line, but if he's patient enough he'll just wait, and he does wait indeed. Metty C3 and he's into 6th. Nice move that, and nice battle.
Really good move from Metty C for P6 on Bunty. Let's see if there are more battles, maybe somewhere at the back of the field. Rooty close to Vaporizer for P12.
Davidenko's under pressure from Yona. Yona's gained 8 positions off the start. Very fortunate, obviously, with collisions up and down the field. But Yona, running no assist for this first time here in FRL, he's doing a very good job. He's in 11th position. Do not discount him off at the end of this race whatsoever, because we know what his pace is actually like. Davidenko's all under pressure from... He's trying to pressurise Rocco, but in turn he's being pressurised as well. Vaporizer runs out wide, and Ricci gains a free position as a result, just in the background of shot there. Baloo leads the way, Montana 2nd, Stephen Osh in 3rd. Are we going to see a move, perhaps, Jesse, though, with Jensen and Stephen for P3?
Maybe it depends on who has the more power. It's Jensen now actually who has more straight line speed. Maybe he can send it down in towards turn 1, and he does.
Oh, I don't think he's going to be side by side with him though, and towards turn 1. Unless he gets a switch back out at 2, he doesn't. Stephen Osh there holds on for third. Jensen there in fourth. Jona's getting another position in the background of shot. That was around the outside, I think, on Rocco and towards turn 1. So that was a nice move that by Jona in the background of shot. So he is through and he's into 9th position, making very good progress through the field. And he has now learnt that no assist, which is really good to see. And he looks very quick while doing that as well. Lou, though, advantage Jesse beginning to come down. 2 seconds the gap. It's only came down by 0.3 of a second. But that 0.3 of a second can be the difference between you winning and losing, as proven when I commentate in here on Sunday night.
Yeah, it could be maybe Lou is just not going full on the limit. As a Pala crash, maybe that could be a safety car, but I don't think so.
Where the... Oh! Wow, he's off on the left-hand side, just on the exit of turn number 2. Very weird one. It's off track, so I don't think there'll be anything given VSC or safety car at all. Physical down the inside of Hawk. Gets the job done and towards Ascari. Nice move. He's into 14th. Hawk there down into 15th. And Pasik's on the back as well. The German former... or new, still URL driver, to say. I think he was a former TTG driver, if I'm not mistaken, as well, back in the day as well. But Vaporizer down the inside line, in towards turn number 11, a Parabolica. Ruti and Rocco are going side by side, just in the foreground of shot as well. Jona and Harmon are going to go side by side. We need more camera angles, I think, at this point, because Ruti's through on Rocco. Jona now down on the outside line, in towards turn number 1. Williams on Williams, and the Williams of Jona gets ahead of his teammate. He's through and he's into 8th, and that was no nonsense there from Jona. But 11 positions gained right from the back of the field, Jesse. Jona is seriously impressing me so far, and he looks like he's got a lot of pace.
Same here, he's also impressing me. But the thing is, he underfueled his car, so maybe you could not finish this race or dropping much positions, as the rain is getting lighter actually, I think.
Yeah, rain getting lighter. Physical dives it down the inside line into the Delarocha chicane on Davidenko. Got the move done there. The Finn as well. Really impressing me here tonight. He's doing into 13th. This is the physical of all being shown so far in the sprint qualifying. Hopefully I haven't ridiculed him for the feature race. But Vaporizer on the back of Rocco as well. He got caught a little bit wide there, Vaporizer. He's struggling in terms of that strategy. But there are the position gains, by the way. Hawk on the back of Davidenko. And I think actually, Jesse, the rain has stopped out on track. So the rain has stopped. Track is going to dry in a couple of laps' time. We're going dries, I would say, before lap 8.
Well, let's first see how it's gonna be dry. Maybe we could finish with everyone on the intercept. Montana sets now the fastest lap as he's chasing on Lou. 1.8 seconds is the gap.
And Hawk absolutely snipes Davidenko down the inside line and toward Parabolica. He is through and he's into 14th. And Davidenko, I think this is for a dry compounder tyre, because this track is drying very quickly already in the pit lane. And this surely is going to be for a set of softs. Yep, set of softs going on for Davidenko. This is the first chance we'll get to see, Jesse, what the dry compounder tyres are like. However, though, he's got a front wing change as well.
Let's see how much he gains or loses on the car in front after he is getting out of the pit lane. Macho now with the fastest lap.
Thought Harmon was going to go down the inside on and Ruti there as well. He nearly went into P9 there, but Ruti ends through and he's into 9th still. Gap for the lead is coming down only, and again, another 0.3 of a second in the last couple of laps. Davidenko so far is losing time compared to Callum and Bombastic. It's not dries yet, but if it dries out, this track, and it will dry out very quickly, it dries out in 2 or 3 laps around here, it should be lap 8 when we see drivers start to come in for that compounder tyres. Callum and Bombastic, they come into contact, I think, to the Delarocha chicane, but Callum are through and he's into 17th. Oh, and Lou's in from the lead! Lou's in from the lead of the race. This is way too early, surely. Davidenko's lost nearly 5 seconds coming out the pit lane, and Lou is into the pit lane, going on to a set of soft compounder tyres. This is too early, surely.
Far too early. This is not a good strategy.
It will be quicker compared to Davidenko's last lap.
I don't know if Jeff said it or someone else who is in the party, but otherwise it's a really dumb call. Literally, look at them sliding out of the pit lane already. Yeah.
Track is greasy, and he's nearly locked up in towards turn 1 as well. 2 more laps, I will give it.
Either straight, absolutely is win. Is possible win. Look at him sliding around.
And Montana out in front as Harman picks up a penalty further down the field. Montana is just absolutely jumping for joy at this point. He is probably up off the edge of his seat, driving, probably standing up, because he's probably realised that Lou has made completely the wrong call. Lou at this stage is going to be out in fourth position when Montana, Steven, no, sorry, fifth position, when Montana, Steven, Jensen, Barack all come into the pit lane. The track is dry, and you can just see dry patches on the outside in towards Parabolica. There are dry patches forming. Lou, though, is getting a little bit of time. Montana holds on, still out in front. He keeps on trying to pound round, obviously. Steven there in second, Jensen third, Barack in fourth, Metty C in fifth. And Jesse, I want to come on to a point that you made, obviously. This is a no-stop race, technically. So these guys do not have to come in. I think we've lost Jesse, I think. Harman's in, though. Harman into the pit lane. Hawk on the back of Pasix going down the straight in towards turn number 1. The McLaren and the Alfa Romeo side by side in towards turn number 1. A little bit of lag being picked up there, I think, from Pasix's end as Hawk dives down the inside line into turn number 1. The German is ahead of Hawk. So the Germans fighting out for 12th and 13th position there. Harman there into the pit lane. I think he had a front wing change, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's into the pit lane. Right. Selasoff compounder tyre. You're back, Jesse?
Yeah, I'm back. Lou again going right. I was listening to on the stream if he made the call by himself or Jeff, but he made the call completely by himself.
And look at how much time he's losing. Harman coming out the pit lane is still losing time. This potentially might not turn dries before the end of this race now. We're going on to lap 9, and Montana leads the way. Steven in second, Jensen third. I've looked at Harman's gap, though, and it seems more on level in terms of what we could be seeing in terms of the crossover between softs and inters. He's only lost 0.6 of a second so far. That is not too bad of a gap to lose. It's now it's now nearly a second. But Harman is not really losing much time as Jensen decides to pit in. So Jensen into the pit lane from third position. I think he realises that this crossover period is this lap around. Jensen into the pit lane. This is probably the correct lap to pit in, I would think. DRS will probably be enabled this lap.
It could be a really good call for the win. If this call is working from Jensen going on to the softs. Some others also are going on to the softs. Jona and Rocco also going into the pit lane for a set of soft compound tires.
Harman in retrospect was 3.6 seconds coming out the pit lane. It's now 4.5. He's only lost a second this lap around. Has DRS has been enabled?
On my screen, it's enabled.
Hasn't come up on my screen yet. I'm 30 seconds slow. Oh, there we go, there we go. Now it's DRS enabled. Physical on the back of Vaporizer. Of course, these guys on the set of inters will now begin to struggle. Jensen's in clear air, Jesse. 2.5 seconds behind Hawk. And if he can get those tyres online on this lap, I have a feeling Jensen could be in the lead of this race next lap around. I'm
just watching Montana's on board now if he's struggling with the inters. It doesn't seem like he is much struggling, but Jensen is gaining time on him now.
He's gained a full second. He's gained if he's gained a second on Montana, he's gained a second on the entire field. So Jensen is flying now on this set of soft compounder tyre. Purple middle sector to prove that as well. Montana, Steven, Barack are all going to be coming in the pit lane. But Jensen has got to now put the hammer down. This is hammer time, quite literally, for the Alpine. As Montana comes into the pit lane. Set of softs going on. This is potentially going to be quite close.
He's staying out on the inters.
He is.
He will lose so much time. He already locked up into turn 1. It's definitely slicks right now. Look at the track.
Jensen's going to be ahead of Barack coming out of the pit lane. In fact, he's going to be ahead of Steven as well. So Jensen's gained 2 positions from that undercut. Oh, and he locks up in towards turn number 1. Nearly a carbon copy of the Rudy Jensen incident that I saw in the sprint race in TTML F1 on Sunday, where obviously you locked up into turn 1 and he cascaded into the side of Jensen, did Rudy. But Jensen there is into third position out on track. MTC continuing on out on track, leading the way. I'm afraid to say if he's got any hope of winning this race, it's going to have to start raining again.
Well, Jensen on warmer tyres than Montana, not gaining very much on the Alfa Tauri. Lou is into P6 now. He will be very disappointed now, I think, as he sees this now, that he pitted 2 laps too early, or actually even more.
Yeah, but I think the advantage though with Jensen's tyres, and everyone who put it in early lose out in 6th position. He's lost 5 positions. Let's just face it. He'd be losing 4 positions to say, with Medici obviously going to come in. Medici's staying out still. He's going no stop.
I think he has literally so much faith that he's gonna win this race or be on the podium.
He's lost 3 seconds this lap around. I have a feeling he's going to lose about 5 seconds this lap around. And then it'll be probably 7 or 8 seconds the lap after. Stephen Osh on the back of Jensen. This is for net P2 out on track. Obviously with Medici still coming in to the pit lane. Jonas sets the fastest lap of the race, of course. Oh, Stephen Osh has a slide coming out of turn 2 on the back of Jensen. 60% of EOS to use up. Jensen's got 50%. So Stephen's got 10% more. And look who has joined in the party as well. Barack. Jensen versus Barack was quite good around here last season in Italy. Are we perhaps going to see the same battle from last season?
It could be. I hope it will be a really great battle. As there's a yellow flag in sector 1, it's the Williams of Harmon in turn 1.
And look at how much time Medici's already lost. Do you know how I said he will lose 5 seconds this lap around? I'm pretty spot on, I think, with that, because it's 3.2 now, the gap. Stephen Osh going... Oh, I thought he was going to go to the inside line on Jensen into Ascari, but not quite close enough. 2 laps to go. Medici has literally got... Oh, wow, he's got Davidenko's AI just ahead of him, and he's going to get DRS! Medici is going to get DRS off Davidenko. No quarrels in this at all. Medici is going to get DRS. This is going to help him, because Montana's got nothing. Montana's got no DRS. Medici's going to pull away down the straight, but look at Montana's lap time. 1:23.5. It was 2 seconds quicker than Jonas. Stevens going through for a net second on Jensen. Gets the job done into turn number 1. But look at Montana now on the back of Medici. This is job done already. Montana absolutely squirrels the car, but he's through and he's into the lead of the race. And Medici's now only going one way, Jesse, and that is backwards.
Yeah, he is. But it could be really good for Montana if Medici is holding up Stephen Osh and Jensen.
Look at the grip level from Stephen though. Look at this. He's already through it towards Lesbo 1. Stephen has got so much grip on those tyres. Medici is literally like Bambi on ice at this stage. And that's playing it very safely. As Barack goes down the inside line as well. That was a lovely move by Barack. Shocked me there. I didn't think he was going to go down the inside line. But he did. He's into 4th. All of these guys are now through. And the best position that Medici can hope for is 5th. But even I don't think he's going to get that. I think he's going to finish 9th by the end of this race.
I don't even think so. I think outside the points, maybe.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. But it has now handed a possible victory to Montana. This sprint race, by the way, has been very, very good. There's hardly been any contact at all from these guys. You said to me, Lou said to me before the stream, he'd be hoping for a good race. He's there in 6th. He's going to be in 5th, obviously, with Medici dropping down. But Stephen Osh has to try and defend off Jensen, because Jensen is coming in towards turn number 1. On the back into the retrofitted chicane. Stephen dives a little bit too deep, but Jensen there remains in P3. Maybe not for long, because there comes Jensen now on the inside line of Curva Grande. This is a free opportunity, as Stephen Osh was sideways out of turn number 1, and Jensen out to the inside line through Curva Grande is going to try and repay the favour, but Stephen Osh tries to battle up the hill into the retrofitted chicane, into the Della Roger chicane. But Jensen Thuney's into 2nd, and there was no free opportunity there to be taken there by Stephen Osh. But Jensen Thuney's into 2nd, but will he stay there?
Yes, much. Yes, a higher ERS level than Steven Jensen. It should be enough.
Yeah, it should be enough indeed. Macho has spun.
Liu getting through on Medici for P5.
Medici could potentially finish 6th.
If Medici stays P6.
That'll be remarkable. Montana, though, is coming around the final corner. It is the final lap of the race, by the way. I didn't mention that. Montana's through the final corner here to win in Italy. He's going to continue on his good form. He's on pole position for the sprint race and sets the fastest lap of the race while doing that as well. Jensen there in 2nd. Stephen Osh in 3rd. Barack in 4th. Liu will be 5th. Where will Medici be? Because look at the pack! Medici's going to be overtaken by 3 of them here. He could finish 9th. Jonrundel on the back of him. And Medici finishes 7th. I think that's wrong though, because Bunty was ahead across the line.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
timing glitch
Meticy's
again.
P8. I think there was a graphics glitch possibly on the left-hand side there. So yeah, Bunty finishes in 7th position,
Kellerman
and
retired
Meticy will be
on the
8th.
last lap. Kellerman's into the wall at Ascari.
Oh yeah, he is. Into the wall of Ascari.
Bombastic
Didn't
is now
even
gonna
see that
be
on my screen. Bombastic to the line, 16th, Macho 17th, and we wait on Davydenko to finish. Long, old, lonely wait, I think, for Davydenko to finish at this point. He's going through Ascari on the run towards Parabolica. This will be a P18 finish for him. And do you know what I'm going to do? Because I'm going to be so quick in terms of actually getting this lobby set up and everything. I'm going to take a screenshot of those standings there.
Sure.
Obviously, Bunty and MTC just need to be swapped around 7th and 8th position. Yona finished in 9th. So, that's the only swap around we'll be doing in terms of the grid order. And, of course, to remind you, if you are tuning into the stream, we're going to be setting up a new lobby. Ruti gets Driver of the Day, awarded by the in-game fans. I think, though, one Driver of the Day for me in the sprint race, and that's Montana, because, again, nobody could stop him, and he is giving out free copies of FRL in 2021. That'll be getting updated in a few weeks' time, obviously. But Montana takes the win here in Italy. And in the end, it was Lou's misfortune really coming in way too early for that Soft compound tyre that brought Montana into the race winning victory.
Yeah, otherwise Lou could have won it, but yeah, could have. Yeah, he just lost it. I think Jeff said, he's saying now in my Discord PM that Jeff said that soft were the quickest tyre.
Jeff's
So, I want to give a tip, guys. Don't listen every time at Jeff.
I dare not laugh at that, but Jeff has cost Lou the race victory. Another wonder Mark Priestley's coming in as Jeff next game. I'm really glad that is the case, because Lou will have a new race engineer, which is good. Montana, though, takes the win. From Jensen in 2nd, Stephen Usher third, Barack there in 4th, Lou in 5th, Ruti in 6th, MedTC 7th, Bunty in 8th, Yona 9th, round off the top 10 is Vaporizer, Pasix, Visico, Hawk, Rocco, Harmon, Bombastic, Macho, Davydenko, 18 drivers that finished. Callum crashed out on the final lap of the race, as did Sapala a few laps before the end as well. What we will do now, though, and this is the part that everybody actually doesn't see on any stream, we are going to be resetting up the lobby. So I'm now going to do that. When I load straight into this lobby that we're currently in, I will restart the lobby. I just need to leave the session, and you will get to see the magic that's now going to happen behind the scenes. But Jesse, while we obviously get this new lobby set up and obviously everyone into the lobby, fantastic race obviously there in Italy for the sprint race. Montana winning and on pole position for the feature race. How do you see this one playing out?
Well, as always, turn 1 will be very chaotic in the midfield. I think there will be some spins coming, and I think almost everyone with the free tire choice for the feature race will start on mediums. Maybe some on softs, but the most I think on mediums. So yeah, strategy will be interesting, and of course with safety cars, etc.
Yeah, I think so, to be honest, because obviously that was a wet race, wet start of the race. Everyone can start on a free choice of tyre, which is really good indeed. What I'm going to do now, though, is just go blue screen for a second, and this is the magic of everything that's going to happen now on the stream. I'm going to invite every single person, including you, Jesse, into the lobby. Oh, and it hasn't actually gone... Oh, my God. I'm going to have to type in every single person's name. I thought it was going to be a lot easier than this, but it's not. Yep, shock quality. Oh, yeah, I need to turn shock quality off. That is a good thing. You're my eyes and my ears at this point, because I would have totally forgot about that. I'll turn off on the weekend structure. There we go, and it is a custom grid. What I will do is send Jensen an invite, I think, first, and then hopefully get everyone in, because that'll be easier. And if anybody else has got a PS5, or if they've got people on their friends list, please invite them when Jensen obviously sends out the invites, because I cannot be bothered to go through and find 20 names on Play Together when all 20 names are probably not going to be there. But just inviting Jensen in, and then we'll get everyone in as well.
Let's hope that the invite will be in the group chat and then everyone joins.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag Jensen in the Discord chat as well. Can you give everyone an invite, please? Yeah, so Jensen's been invited. Hopefully he will manage to invite everyone from the party chat, which would be really good. I can go through on Play Together and try and invite as many people as possible that is actually racing here tonight, but I thought it would have actually just saved the guys from the lobby that were already in, which is a bit strange, but yeah, that's the game for you, I guess. Got Jensen. Oh, there's Rooty. Just flicking through. Sorry, I'm on blue screen again, Jesse, so you probably can't be heard on the stream. Montana I can invite in. Rocco I can invite in. There's Jensen just joined the lobby, so that'll speed things up a lot. But other drivers are going to get invites, which is good. Just trying to find more on my Play Together. As I say, I thought this would be a lot easier. Oh, apparently my internet connection quality is not currently sufficient to broadcast gameplay anymore. That's a bit strange. Yeah. I think everyone's joining though, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, everyone is now joining, which is very good indeed. Jensen needs to restart his game. Yeah, everyone might have to restart their game as well, obviously being a new lobby. But wearing at least, I'm going to now do the funny part, which is obviously get everyone into the same positions as they were in qualifying, and or in sprint qualifying, I should say. So I'm going to do that now. But you are now back on the stream, Jesse, so feel free to go through anything while I look and try and figure out how to do the grid editor, which is now going to be happening on your screen on the stream.
Well, guys, we had an interesting sprint qualifying. Hope you all enjoyed it. So now James is gonna do the grid for the feature race. Hopefully that will be exciting as well, with some rain maybe. But hopefully it stays dry in Italy with all the pizza fans and the tifosi.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so. Yeah, there's only 11 people in so far, which is not great. So hopefully we can get more people in.
I think almost everyone is restarting their game now.
That'll make sense. I've already got the front three in. The front three are already in the lobby, so the front three are already put into their positions. Apparently Lou can't join Jensen's invite. Yona is in, which is good. I'll give Lou an invite, because it'll be so much easier. Be so much easier. I'll go blue screen again. Apologies about this, guys. As I said, in my brain, I thought it would be a lot better than what we've actually got at the minute. I thought it was literally going to be straight switch of the lobbies, get everyone in from Play Together, get the grid order set up, and we would have been gone by now. But obviously not. The game doesn't make life a lot easy for me, which is terrible. But yeah, Barack is in, which is good. Should now go and get majority of the guys in. Do you know, a weird question to ask, but do you know if the grid editor actually updates when people join the lobby?
I'm inviting some people who didn't receive invites. No.
Good. I think Davidenko was one. Oh no, Davidenko's already here, so that's okay. Bunty will start 7th. Yeah, already got that confirmed on my end as well. So, already aware of that glitch that happened. Yeah, it looks like everyone is now... it does update. That's cool. That is really cool. Lou's in as well. Right, so we've got Montana, Jensen, Stephen Osh, Barack. Then it's Lou in 5th.
Only Sapala now.
Only on Sapala we're waiting on?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask if he has an invite.
It's Bunty 7th, isn't it? And then Métis 8th.
Yeah, Bunty will start 7th, is confirmed by Jameson.
Yep. Yona 9th. And then Vaporizer 10th. Sapala's actually starting at the back of the field anyway, so pretty much all the grid order is going to be set, which is really good. Then we've got Pasix, Physico, FRL Hawk, then it is Rocco, Harmon, who is there, then it's Bombastic, Macho, Davidenko, Kalama, and then Sapala will be the 20th driver when he joins the lobby, so I can confirm the changes. That is pretty much us ready, I think, and set to go. I'll double check when Sapala joins the street, joins the lobby.
Sapala's restarting his game now, so I think 1 or 2 more minutes we have to wait.
Yeah, no worries. I'm very happy to wait. I will. Do you know what? I'll send him an invite as well, just to be sure. Oh, actually, don't need to. He's just in the lobby, which is really good. Just double check the grid order on my end for the benefit of everyone. You'll be able to see this on your stream as well. And yep, Sapala's in 20th position. I don't need to do anything to the grid order. We are good to go.
I think we can go already up.
We can indeed. I'm just going to confirm that in the chat, just so we are ready to go. And there we go. Yeah, that was a very quick grid order setup there by me. So I'm very impressed with my efforts there to get everything back and working as fine as possible. But yeah, we can ready up indeed. Everyone's now beginning to ready up. My flask top, by the way, is very, very wet at this stage because I've got like water seeping out of it at this stage. I can't get it open to take a drink. Oh, now I can. There we go. But no, we are going to go in here for the feature race in FRL. Really hope you're enjoying the action. Of course, if you are, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're new. And, of course, let us know in the comment section who you think your top 3 is going to be for the race. But, Jesse, if the sprint race is anything to go by, feature race should be even better.
Yeah, in the future race, more laps, 27 laps here in Italy. I think it will be again a little bit of a DRS strength maybe. But yeah, let's see. It's a good race with maybe some dramatic moments with safeguard. And I see the sunshine on the track and in the pit lane.
Yeah, beautiful blue skies and sunshine here in Italy, in Monza. Don't know what the threat of rain actually is. I have nothing to do with the weather here because it's set to dynamic, so anything can happen in these races. But, obviously, we are pretty much on for one of the quickest races of the season. If there's no safety cars or VSCs, this race will be done in around 35 or 40 minutes. If not, it'll still be around 45 minutes we'll get to. So it's one of the quicker races of the season here in Monza. And, of course, we will interview the top 3 for the feature race after, of course, we end the race here. I think we're going to be waiting another 30-second countdown, if I'm not mistaken. Certainly on my end, unless somebody is struggling in terms of their connection, which I hope is not going to happen. I hope.
Do you want to hear really, really, really sad news?
What is really sad news?
Rain.
There's going to be rain? Oh, God.
At the end.
Oh, no.
Somewhere in the middle of the end.
Oh, my God. I'm not looking forward to that at all. Not looking forward. 30-second countdown is on, by the way. I thought we were going to have to jump out ship there in terms of the lobby, but we are pretty much good to go. If there's going to be rain at the race, I am going to bank my money on it coming around lap 18, lap 19.
Lap 21, I say.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere around there, I would think. If it's about 30 minutes into the race, it might come halfway stage. If not, it's probably going to be a little bit later, probably around lap 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. You get the gist of that.
Everyone on the mediums, apart from Stephen Osh and Hulk.
Interesting. Yeah, Stephen in third, set of softs. Now, I don't blame him for actually taking that decision at all, because one-stop strategy is quite potent around here. No matter what you're on, I would prefer mediums to softs, if I've got to be honest. Stephen, though, I get why he's done that, because shorter term in the race, he could potentially lead coming on the end of lap 1. if Jensen and Montana obviously make a little bit of contact, but Stephen there in third, Sedasov's not going to be hanging around. He's going to pull away from Barak and Lou in behind. And I think that's a really good call from Stephen. Longer term it's not, but shorter term it is. Same with Hawk as well in 13th.
Well, it could be a really good call. Let's see if his pace is good now in the dry on a set of softs against two people medium. We're starting in front of him on the front row. So yeah, it could be really interesting.
Yeah, theoretically, I'm just going to put this in theoretical terms. Stephen is the quickest man out on track. So Stephen technically should be leading on the end of lap 1. That's what you would think on paper. It's Montana and Jensen, though, that he's got to deal with ahead of him. Two of the quickest drivers probably on the F1 game cycle that obviously is not an F1 esports driver and is not in PSGL. No offence to Jensen, because he is, I know he's in PSGL F1. But Montana, of course, has been dominating Monhope recently as well. So two potential champions in the future of F1 is going to be probably going into blow here. I was saying Lou, Montana, Barak top 3, and Neil Zarno saying Lou, Stephen, Bunty top 3. Going to be quite interesting. And I'm going to go immediately jumping in for top 3 and go Jensen for the win. I have faith in him. Montana for second. And for third, Yona.
Whoa. I think also P1 Jensen, P2 Montana, and P3 Lou.
Yeah, I'm looking at Ruti as well. 6th position on the grid. Watch out for him in the race. And watch out as well, further down in terms of the intermediates, Sapalo. If he's still going when the rain comes, he's quick. He was quick in Belgium and he got a podium there. So hopefully we might see that happen here tonight. But 5 red lights are about to go out here in Italy. 4 round number 12 of the championship. It is the feature race and it's 5 red lights and it is lights out and we go. Montana gets a very good start. Jensen alongside him as well, but Stephen already jumps Jensen and he's right on the back of Montana and towards turn number 1. What a start by the Ferrari down the inside line in front of the Tifosi crowd and he dives it into turn 1 in the lead. Stephen leads the way as an absolute cart that a dive bomb from somebody down the inside line. Vaporize, I think, has just taken out about half the field there, and it's a VSC already. VSC deployed. There was a car in the background through turn number 1. I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Rocco or Vaporizer. It was one of the two. Has just literally almost been on a suicide mission in towards turn number 1. I kid you not. That was really strange. Stephen Noad on top, Montana second, Barak in third, VSC deployed. And whatever that crash was in the background, I hope it wasn't intentional, and I hope it was just something setup related. But we are back underway once again.
Yeah, Harmon with a 5-second time penalty for collision with Kellemer, I thought. As Hulk is without front wing now. And Lou also with 5 seconds of penalty because he cuts turn 1, I think.
He did. Ruti around the outside of Bunty. They make contact. Actually, Bunty goes through on Lou. Bunty through on Lou, and he gets 2 moves for the price of 1. Bunty through, and he's into 4th. Jensen apparently is being dropping down the field. He has. He's down in 13th position, so he was the one I think that got caught up in that turn 1 incident. As I say, I think it was Rocco, if I'm not mistaken, that might have dived it down the inside line and took it too late on the brakes and has just speeded into everyone. Yona is on the back of ATC. There's going to be a load of cars in for damage here at the end of the first lap, but Stephen leads the way. Montana in second, Barak in third. Ruti going on side by side with Bunty. He's into 4th, but drivers into the pit lane. Lou, Macho, Hawk, Rocco, and Physico are all into the pit lane. So that just, I think, now proves that it might have been Rocco. Either he was on the grass and he got forced off there by somebody and he just absolutely catapulted in towards turn 1, or there was something wrong with the setup there. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah, well, I hope it wasn't on purpose. There was a little bit of bowling at the start.
Jensen makes the move done on Passix. Passix ran wide into the gravel there out of the Della Roger chicane. So Jensen through. He's into 10th. Bombastic also followed through in that move and he's through and he's into 9th. Calamer on the back of Yona running down the curve del Serralio in towards Ascari. But Stephen Osh leads the way. What did I say, Jesse, by the way? The formation lap. I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Osh leads at lap 1. And look where he is. He's in the lead. And
he's the quickest man, as you said, also on the formation lap of the feud right now on his set of tires.
Oh, Dutchman on Dutchman down the inside and towards Parabolica. Kalama gets the job done on Yona. Nice move that actually by Kalama on Yona. Yona not hanging around. He has gained a position off the start, remember, as well. Kalama, though, has gained 12 positions off the start. How on earth has that happened for Kalama? He's through and he's into 7th. He's gained 12 positions off the start. He's an absolute madman on the start of this race, honestly. He's through and he's into 7th. Oh, and there's a spinner, and that's Yona round. Yona round, I think, too much on the curb through turn 1. And maybe the no assist coming back to bite him there, I think. He took too much power, I think, through the exit of turn 1. And that is him round. So easy to do. Saw a lot of drivers do that in midweek and TTML. And Yona now round out of a very promising position. But there's still 25 laps to go.
There is still 25 laps to go. No DNFs in lap 1 or whatever for now. The wreck is 7 tenths behind Montana.
Jensen.
Nilsano saying in the chat, Kellemer is getting a 30-second penalty at the quali ban. We know that Jensen overtook Bombastic in Ascari.
Yeah, nice move that actually by Jensen. Was on board with that all the way down through the Coda del Serraglio, and he gets the job done, and he's through, and he's into 8th position. Yuri saying, what the hell did Rocco do? Unbelievable. Yeah, I have a feeling he's been forced off by somebody on the grass, and he has not corrected himself, and he's just speared into the side of Jensen. That's what I think happened in towards turn 1. It was a really difficult camera angle, so there was so much going on. Metty through, and he's into 5th, by the way, on Bunty. And Yona speeds into the pit lane, 5 seconds, and might have damage as a result, possibly, as Sapala and Harman go side by side in towards turn number 1, and Sapala manages to hold on the position from the Williams of Harman in behind. But Yona into the pit lane. This is for front wing change, so Yona had damage on that first couple of laps, so he's another one in, but he's going to be, I would think, maybe behind Lou coming out the pit lane. No, actually, ignore that, because I think he's going to be ahead of both of them.
He is ahead of Macho and Lou. Look at that straight line speed from Lou, 345 as top speed, and he overtakes Macho for P16.
Yep, 213 mile an hour in UK money here in terms of that, as Harman's in the wall coming out of Lesmo 2. He's recovered the car. I think he might have right side end plate damage though on the car. Vaporizer is going to waltz through, I think, on the inside line here, and he's through, and he's into 13th position. Stephen Osh, though, only one way he is going, and that is up at this point. He's going 2.3 seconds ahead of everyone else in the field. Montana there in 2nd, Barack there in 3rd, then it's Ruti in 4th, Metty C in 5th, Bunty 6th, Callum 7th, Jensen recovering well actually after that turn 1 incident. He's there in 8th, Bombastic in 9th, Pasix in 10th, and then it's Zapala, Davidenko, Vaporizer, Harman, Yona top 15. Callum is on the back of ATC, but I don't think he's going to be close enough. Bombastic is on the back of Jensen. He's not going to do with Mr. Bombastic in towards turn number 1 and be Mr. Loverman to Jensen. And if you got that one, well done.
Steve Norris pulling away 2.6 seconds. Montana over Barek. A little bit closing on Montana now. In the hunt for P2. Actually, I was on board with Barek on the straight into turn 1. And I think he has more of a downforce setup. He's not really quick on the straight.
Yeah, not only that, he's got more ERS than Montana as well. He's got basically double the amount of ERS. In fact, now triple the amount of ERS as Montana has. Montana's only got 25%. Barak's got 62%, so it's nearly triple the amount that Montana has got at this stage. Physical and Rocco, by the way, I could see on the mini-map are fighting side by side through into the Della Roger chicane, and I think Physical has managed to get past Rocco, so he's into 19th. Rocco there in 20th. Yellow flag in sector 2, though. Macho is out of the race through Della Roger, and that might be a safety car, and it is. Safety car deployed. What do the drivers do now, though?
And that's just the strategy of Stephen Osh ruined. Because of this safety car. You have a 3-second lead or something. Because of this safety car.
Bombastic in
on his tail.
Yeah, Bombastic in, Pasix in, Davidenko in, Vaporizer in, and Harman in. And these are all going for softs. Which is probably the right call, looking at it, but they can get hards to the end. But I don't think hards is the tyre you want to go on around here.
No, you definitely don't want to be on hards here on this track. for sure you want to be on the medium tire or soft tire. Normally without safety cars, etc. It's a easy soft, medium or medium soft. So.
Now I'm going to put you in the shoes here of Stephen Osh out in front, Jesse. What would you do at this point? He's on that sort of soft compound tyre. Montana's behind him. None of the top 9 behind, none of the 8 drivers behind him have came into the pit lane. If you were Stephen, would you be tempted to stay out and try and gap Montana again? Because I still think he will have the pace on those softs.
I think I also would stay out. Because softs... Oh, he's pitting.
Well, he doesn't listen to us, clearly, because he's in, and Montana's in.
Also.
Wow.
Ruti staying out.
Don't blame him.
Kellemer staying out. Jensen pitting, Sapala pitting. And Sapala picks up a 5-second penalty for being in pit lane. But only Kellemer and Ruti are staying out. As Stephen switches again to the soft tyre.
Yeah, good call that. Really good call, because he's obviously gone set of softs, now goes set of softs again, and then will go set of mediums to finish off his stint. So necessarily, I think, honestly, Stephen will be hoping for a late safety car, as late a safety car as you can get. Lap 22, 23 I'm talking about. And if Stephen gets a safety car then, that is his race. What looked like completely and utterly being ruined, it actually hasn't turned out too bad for him. He's there in third, on a set of softs. Ruti and Callum are obviously going to stay out on that set of mediums and then transition to a set of softs towards the end. But if I was Stephen, I'd be expecting a late safety car at the end of this race, and that late safety car will really, really help him along, especially because he's probably going to be in the lead of the race by then.
Well, everyone behind him needs to pit also again, I think. But that are mostly the medium runners, so they can switch again to a set of softs. And Stephen needs to switch then to the mediums. So yeah, it could be really interesting. Stephen just needs to overtake Kellemer and Ruti really quick on these softs. And
yeah,
then just pull away.
Yeah,
That's
F2... Go on.
You can go.
I was going to say, F2, by the way, is also live at this point, and I'm going to tune in to the stream. Oh my god, there's only 10 drivers. There's only 10 drivers, and they're just getting going to their feature race now, so they're a little bit behind us at the minute. And it's Robin out on top, Parrot second, Nick and third, Pelly, Charlie, Ed, Zach, Watermelon, Dundee, Senna, and Miron, the 10 drivers that are competing there. We, on the other hand, have got double the amount of F2 drivers at this point, because we've got 20 drivers here tonight, 19 still continuing on after Macho's collision through, I think it was the Delaware chicane, if I'm not mistaken. He crashed through there, and Macho out of the race, but we've got 19 drivers, and we're on lap 9. Or better go on to lap 9. But Ruti leads the way, Callum a second, Stephen in third. Clearly F2 is the race that you want to try and go on board with. They've just started. Robin leads the way in towards turn number 1. Parrot gets, I think, a really good launch though, but he's chasing down a bit of a shadow in towards someone. He's actually 3 wide in towards someone. That's not going to end well. And it hasn't ended well. Constantino effects, cars going off wide. Yeah, stick with F1, I think. If you're tuning in for the action tonight, stick with F1. Ruti out on top, Callum a second, Stephen in third. Still in the safety car, but I think, Jesse, this lap around, the safety car will be in.
It should be. Only Jona and Rocco we are waiting for, and they are almost at the pack now. So safety car should be in this lap.
Yeah, safety car should be in this lap indeed. Charlie, by the way, in the F2 chat was saying there was a timing glitch there as well, and he got put in 5th position. Ruti though out on top, Callum a second, Stephen Osh in third. Yuri, I am doing very well, my friend. How on earth are you? And if you missed the announcement, a safety car is going to come in this lap. If you missed the announcement, I'm going to be getting a stream deck soon, and that will mean in the final few races of the season, probably the final 2 or 3 races, you will see graphics in F1.
Well, we had a little bit of a chat before the stream, and I am really excited for that. Hopefully we can get more viewers on the streams with that graphic.
As soon as you said that, we've just got up 4 or 5 viewers, so thank you very much, because I think I've just plugged the stream deck there, and now I'm getting everyone from Elgato in. Unseen is in the chat as well. Big familiar face to FRL. Hope you're doing well, and maybe he's hoping for an NSX win with Montana. Macho obviously out of the race, so it's only 2 NSX drivers remain as Ruti now says go in toward Parabolica, and on the run towards the line. He's already getting an 8/10 gap. That's pretty much out of slipstream range already, but Stephen Osh is on the back of Callum. He's side by side with them in towards turn number 1. He should get the job done. He's going to have the run. Hawker's spun in the background. A shot. I think Physical was also being caught up in an instant. They pick up a 5-second penalty. Well, Hawk certainly does. But Stephen Stooney's into second. Callum are there in third. Montana there in fourth. Everyone running down towards turn number 1. I thought Bombastic was going to try and dive down the inside line on to Parler, and behind though Davidenko out muscles Pasix for P11. Nice move that by Davidenko. If you can get the move done, then I go side by side through Curva Grande, and now on the run up the hill in toward the Della Rocha chicane. Vaporizer and Harmon are side by side in the background as well. Stephen on the back of Ruti. Pasix in 11th, Davidenko in 12th, Vaporizer in 13th. My voice going completely hoarse there as Calama is on the inside. Montana tries to go around the outside of Lesbo 1. Not going to get the move done there. Ruti though leads the way. Stephen second, Callum in third. Really good restart, apart from my voice going there.
Well, only we had one incident with Physical and Hulk sadly at the restart. Is Montana going to complete this move?
Oh,
in Ascari,
and he does.
Well overtake that was. And Barrett going through and Kellerman now as well. Illegal overtake for Montana, I think.
Yeah. And he has to drop a few positions.
This is not good for his race because Steven is pulling away.
Hey, Steven.
And he's trying to overtake Ruti now for the lead.
Yeah, and he gets him down, and even before turn number 1 comes about, Stephen will lead, but Ruti's going to try and have a fight back in from in towards turn number 1 at the Della Rocha chicane. 1 lap 10 out of 27, and Stephen now leads the way. Ruti in second. Callum are going side by side with ATT in towards turn 1. Gets chopped up with a bit there. I think Callum was trying to force his nose up the inside line, maybe for a little bit of contact. And Montana and Jensen are side by side as well in the background of this. Callum is really defending hard, but look at Jensen. That inside line is going to appear, and perhaps going to get 2 for the price of 1. He's going to be boxed off though, I think, with Montana surely going to force this down the inside line, and Calama absolutely sends it into the Della Rocha chicane, and that is a move of a champion right there. Montana Thuni's into 5th, Calama there in 6th, and Jensen tries to recalculate that move as Pasek is round coming to the Della Rocha chicane as well. The Alfa Romeo is round in the background, but Jensen there in 7th has to try and fight through on the back of Calama. This surely is going to be job done in towards Ascari if he's got the pace, Jensen. Calama though has got the slipstream on Montana, and therefore it's nullified into effect, and Jensen does not want to go for the move there, and Calama holds on. And now, let's Bunty and Sapala into the mix.
They are battling now, as they are almost going through Parabolica, and Jensen and Kellamar really hard defending.
Bunty's in the wall!
Oh, collision!
Bunty and Sapala in the wall! Safety car!
And what happened there? And again a safety car.
They wheel banged. No, I saw that in the background of the shot. They wheel banged. Bunty and Sapala wheel banging down a straight. Now, I know it can cause contact sometimes, but that was just silly. That was just stupid, if I've got to be honest. You do not wheel bang down a straight. It's the first rule of Formula 1. Sapala leaves the session. I don't blame him for being frustrated. Bunty now down in 15th position. And in the end, I'm not saying there was a cause of that, but the cause of that was wheel banging down a straight, which is just not on. No. It's something you do in an open lobby, not on an F1 race.
Now my question is, what are these soft runners, apart from Steven, gonna do? Definitely Steven will pit for the mediums now. What will the other soft runners do? I think they also will pit maybe for a set of mediums.
Yeah, I would say so, but then Ruti and Calama's gonna have to go set of softs. They've got no other choice. 15 laps can work, by the way, on a set of softs. I've seen it done before on 17 lap old softs around here. That was on a previous game though, but it can work as long as you're good on your tyres, which I know for a fact Ruti is, and Calama obviously has been fighting quite aggressively, so maybe that is going to obviously come into play as well. But this all depends really on what Steven does, really. Does he come in the pit lane? I would have a feeling and have a guess he would. But remember, Jesse, there is rain coming, and that is why I think they are staying out, because look at the cloud cover now over the circuit, beginning to build. I said around lap 18, lap 19. Well, I don't think it's going to be too far away.
It's not too far away, especially with these 2 safety cars now.
Niels,
I didn't actually knew the rain was coming.
Yeah, the rain is coming. You said earlier on that it's coming right at the end of the race, or near the end of the race. And look at the cloud cover now, building at the halfway stage. I think we're pretty much on for our predictions of coming back the last third of the race.
It should be. Look at the track. It's not anymore that sunshine like we had at the start of this race until now. So rain should be in shortly.
Oh my god. Have you just seen what has happened?
This is just a Bunty moment.
I tell you what though. I tell you what though.
It's really smart, but it's now far too early. But well, it turned out now completely cloud, but rain no.
This rain falls now. Bunty's an absolute genius.
If the rain is not falling.
Yeah, rain's not falling at the minute, but TTML F1 had exactly the same race. We started off dry, it got wet towards the end of the race. It was in the sprint race, actually, where it was. And Bunty, obviously, is going to be struggling on those inters. I don't blame him, though. His Jeff has probably told him, go on that set of inters, because the rain is coming. This is why Mark Priestley is going to take over the Jeffing for the next game, by the way, and I don't blame him, because some of these guys need a new race engineer after the strategies they've pulled here tonight. Stephen Noad on top, Ruti there in second, Baraka in third, Neil Sardal saying Bunty for the win. Now, I don't think so. I think more than likely he is going to be towards the back end of the field as Ruti is in, and Montana is in, and I have a feeling this is also for Inters.
Should be.
It is. Ruti's in for Inters. Montana in for Inters. Now the rain is not falling on our screen. AlphaTauri's a double stacking as well. Montana in for an Inters. Bunty's also gone in for Inters.
Double stacking.
Yeah, bombastic double stacking there. Yona Inters as well. It's early. It's early. And with the rain not falling yet.
This could be really good, but this could be really bad.
This is going to be chaos.
For Montana especially, as he is battling for the win. Ruti was also in P2 or something before his pit stop. So it's just pay to win now with this strategy.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. Pasix has been the sensible one. He's gone into a set of soft compound tyre. Now, I'm not sure if he actually was out of the pit lane. Or did he come in? I don't think I recall seeing him come in. So Pass is actually getting a couple of positions with the Inters now, obviously being on nearly half the field. Stephen now leading the way, Baraka in second, ATC in third. You might think he's going to be in that P3, Bunty. He's not. I will tell you now, safety car should be in this lap. I would think Montana's still yet to gain, though. Once Montana gains, it should be safety car in this lap. But Stephen leading the way, Baraka in second, MedTC in third. And Montana is not catching up quick enough, I don't think, for the safety car to come out. I think everyone's pretty much stalled in behind, and they just want maybe an extra lap of this safety car to happen. But the safety car, unfortunately for them, is in this lap. So Stephen, the virtual Burt Marlander, it's a virtual late safety car, and now is going to be holding the keys to the throne, perhaps, in this race. Barak in second is going to be tucked right underneath his rear wing. MTC and Jensen, teammates in TTML F1, are third and fourth. Rain is still not falling, by the way, out on track, and Stephen goes. Stephen now says go. Everyone on the Inters is going to be spinning off the line. There's going to be a big split in the field as well. But Stephen leads in towards Sun 1, and yeah, it is raining now. In towards Sun 1 at the Delaware, to the Westphalia chicane. Barak on the back of Stephen, not going to get the move done there, and Callum tries out muscle Jensen on the inside line, and he comes absolutely recklessly down the inside line, causes contact with Davidenko in the meantime as well, and now Lou is going to try and get Davidenko out of Cover Grande, into Cover Grande as well. Rocco's in behind on Vaporizer, 2x2 like Noah's Ark. They go through this part of the track, but Stephen leads the way. Baraka in second, MTC in third. Initially, Inters are not going to be that good, but maybe, necessarily, they're going to be quite quick on this stint, as Ruti is on the back of Physical. Dare I say he's catching? I think Physical was caught up in a bit of traffic there, though.
I think so. As P6 is now.
Yeah, there you go.
All those Inter runners now. The rain is not hitting the track. So
yeah, not the minute. Rocco's on the back of Davidenko down the inside line. Gets the job done into a scoring. Nice move that by Rocco. He's through into 7, having to really muscle on the curbs. But it is going to rain in this race. It is going to wet the track. Is it going to dry up before the end, though? That's a different thing. Stephen, though, leads the way. Barak in second, BTC in third, Jensen fourth. You say no there. I think that was a categorical no as well. But you never know. With obviously that safety car, there's still enough time in this race for it to actually dry back up if the inters obviously now start to come into play. Ruti, by the way, overtaken by Pasix further down the field. Lou on the back of Calluma in towards turn number 1. And Calluma should be outgunned here in towards turn 1, and he is. Lou through and he's into 5th on that to the soft. Softs are better in these conditions compared to the mediums. But Stephen leading the way, Barak in second, ATC in third, pretty much as we are. Hawk is now through on Ruti, and all the interrunners now are right at the back of the field and still losing a lot of time, and this is concerning for them going forward longer term.
Well, I'm watching the gap to the leader, Steven, now. Interrunners are not gaining really much.
They're losing. Rudi's just lost 6/10 per second out of the Delarod chicane.
Yeah.
We'll get the leader timings actually up so we can actually tell. 14.5 seconds now.
Montana to Steven is now 16 seconds.
Yeah, and that gap is only going to increase. Remember, Ruti is a second ahead of Montana as well out on track, so it's around 15 seconds, the gap between the leader and Ruti. That goes towards 22 seconds before the rain really begins to impact on the track. They're in trouble. They're in big, big trouble. Because the soft runners will pit in fenters and they'll have a free pit stop, pretty much all of them, over Ruti. Or the leaders will certainly have a free pit stop because it's now 16.5 seconds. Jensen did the inside line of ATC in towards turn number 1. Job done. But look at the rain. It's not really impacting the track at all. Stephen leads the way. Barak in second. Jensen in third. The Inters are absolutely harvesting time at this stage. As I say, big split in the field. Inter runners at the moment have made the wrong call. But Steven still leads the way. 5/10 of a second the gap. Barak there in second, Jensen in third, ATC in fourth. Ruti, by the way, has lost 3 seconds, I think, that last lap around, compared to Steven there in the lead of this race. But now the rain is impacting on the track. Running down the Cover del Serralio, the rain is impacting on the track. Inters are going to get going next lap around, I think. If I was the soft runners, I'd bail in for Inters right now.
They will, I think, most of them.
And Calluma, by the way, is the only one that's not came in the pit lane just yet, as well. He's still going out there on those mediums from when he started the race on. He's got to massively undercut pretty much everyone on the Inters. He's in. Oh, Jensen stays out! Jensen out! Stephen Orsh! Yeah, penalty. 5 seconds, add on for his time.
It's also impacting in the pit lane now, as Montana picks up a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings, softs are bad. Look at Jensen is on board.
Yeah, but it still dries because I've been watching the interval timing and it's gone up again. Jensen gained another 0.3 of a second out of Parabolica alone.
Double stack.
Oh, it's gonna be close.
And it's a really bad pit stop for Lou.
It is. He's down in 18th. Baraka's going to be in 16th as well, coming out the pit lane. Vaporizer side by side with Davidenko into the Westfield chicane, into the Delarod chicane. Gets the job done. He's through and he's into 6th. But look at the gap. Still going up. Jensen has gone an extra lap. I don't think it's a bad call at all. It's now crossover period. It should be DRS disabled any time soon because Ruti is still losing time at this point. 21 seconds the gap. Jensen is leading this race. Yona picks up a 3-second penalty as Calluma there in 5th position is off in the gravel. Oh, and he's off into a spin. And that was him in physical going side by side into a score. He's reset the track as well. That's going to be a slap on the wrist for him. And Calluma there has also, I think, nearly caused an incident with Hawk coming out of a scory as well. But look at the pit lane. Jensen is into the pits. And look at the gap. It's 22 seconds. This is going to be close on the exit.
I think that's a really good call from Jensen to go 1 lap longer because he gained time on Ruti and Montana.
Ruti's now gaining the time. Jensen in. Where is Ruti? Ruti's at the final corner. Jensen's pretty much at the end of the pit lane. Ruti's going to be ahead here, I think. It's going to be really close on the pit lane exit. There's Ruti. I think Jensen's going to be behind Montana, and he is. Jensen is behind Montana, but he's on 4 lap younger tyres.
I don't know if that will make a big difference through the pace of them, because Jensen's tyres are not very wound up now. And for Montana and Ruti they are, because they have 4 laps on it.
Yeah, is DRS being disabled, by the way, on your end?
I think so. It should be. Look at the track.
Yeah, it should be. I'm not seeing any spray, though, being kicked off the tyres. And that normally means it's DRS disabled. Let's find out, because I'm above Montana, and he's still got DRS. He's still got DRS.
DRS disabled on my screen now.
Oh, but Montana just gets the DRS, and look at this! He's going to get the DRS for the move, for the net race lead, on the outside and towards Ascari. Montana through! That was so fortunate from Montana's perspective. He gets the lead of the race, or into 3rd position, but he gets the net lead of the race. BTC and Pasix are going to be pitting in. And Ruti now has just been outdone by Montana. But look at Jensen. You said the 4 lap younger tyres were not going to come into play. Jensen's already on the back of them.
Yeah, because they are battling now. And also a thing to know now. Montana and Ruti both have 3-second time penalties now. So for now, Jensen in P1.
He is. He's in that P1. BTC in. Steven in. Pasix in as well. Rudy's on the back of Montana. In towards turn number 1, doesn't get the move done, and they're very sensible to that fact as well, that they don't want to pick up any crashes, any incidents in towards turn number 1 there. Has settled down from earlier on in the race as well. Vaporizer and Davidenko are side by side down in towards turn number 1. Good move there by Vaporizer. He's through and he's into 12. Mark in the comment section, by the way, saying Montana jinxed himself talking about Lou's strategy. Lou's strategy there in 17th. Montana in the lead of the race. If I was Montana, I'd be very happy with myself, because potentially, Jesse, he's going to be on for 2 race wins here tonight.
Potentially he is, but for now not, because Jensen is still in the 3 seconds of him, and Jensen... Let me have a little bit of a look of Jensen's warnings. He only has 1, so Jensen can pick up 1 more warning, and if he picks up 2, then he also has the 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, are saying as well, you drive a wild race, Bunty, but I still think you may be able to do it. Bunty's in 5th! I thought he was further down the field than that. He's in 5th! What?
For now he is in P4, because Steven has that 5-second time penalty.
Yeah.
It's a good race for Bunty for now.
Really good race. Those A levels, I think, are getting the best of him at this stage. He's having an absolutely awesome race. Montana leads the way. Ruti in 2nd. Jensen's on the back of him, though. In towards turn number 1. Doesn't get the move done. And Ruti, oh my goodness. He's just nearly contacted the back end. I think he did, actually, contact the back end on the brakes there. But am I seeing things, or is the rain actually easing out on track?
For me, it looks like it's getting a bit heavier, but I don't think we will switch to full wet. But look,
Lou spun.
different. Lou spun.
Yeah, absolute nightmare for Lou. Nightmare for Lou here tonight. He's down in 18th position. There are the penalties, by the way. Montana, Ruti, Steven.
I hope that's not on purpose. I hope it, and I hope there's no
a safety car.
Well, I don't know if you saw what happened, but he just had overheating tires and then just spun into the wall.
No, I didn't see that. I was covering the battle for the lead and the penalties as well. But, yeah, it's... I've seen that before happen around here. And I'm not trying to be dishonest at all to Lou, but, yeah, if that was on purpose, then it's very poor from his perspective. Not saying that it is, not by the slightest. I don't think it was, because as you say, it's overheating tyres. On this track, it's going to be like a bit of like Bambi on ice. And therefore, he's obviously spun it unintentionally out of the race. He's down there in 18th. He would have been right at the back of the field anyways. But what this does do, though, is actually spice up the action a lot more, as Davidenko has been overtaken by Vaporizer, who's in the pit lane. So Vaporizer in... What's this for? This can't be for a fresh set of inters because he's already just pitted for some. Into the pit lane. And it is for a fresh set of inters.
Imagine we see Bunty on the podium.
That'd be amazing if he is. He's had a really good race. Everything has gone according to plan for him. Lap 1 went according to plan. That's why he's in 5th position. Lap 1 helped him completely. And he's driven a very astute race. He hasn't been doing anything silly out on track. And he's there in 5th on his own accord. He's behind Stephen. And dare I say, he could be perhaps on for the race win?
I think a race win is a little bit too high, but podium is possible if he stays up.
Oh my god! We've got a bot in the chat. Hello, bot. Goodness me, I thought I saw you somewhere last week on the Eurovision live streams. Yeah, I think we need to definitely block that. If you've got a moderator in, that'll be much appreciated, so we can delete those chats. I'm going to block it anyways on my end. But yeah, so if anybody wants to go on Tinder, do it legitimately and not through the bot that is in the chat. Some of you might be too young anyways to go on Tinder, so don't even bother. Montana leads the way, Ruti in 2nd, Jensen in 3rd. Lap 22 out of 27 is about to begin here in FRL. And Montana leads the way, Ruti in 2nd, Jensen 3rd, Stephen in 4th. And Mark saying as well, if Montana doesn't get any more warnings, he can probably get the pen removed for Stephen forcing off and Ascari. That is true, yeah. We can get 3-second penalties removed, obviously, as well. So Montana might get that 3-second penalty removed as well. Evil Zook is going to sign into the FRL Live and block that bot, which is good to see. And hopefully Zook doesn't do anything to the channel or try and interact with the bot in any sort of way while doing that, but Montana leads the way. Ruti in 2nd, Jensen 3rd, don't know where this stream has suddenly gone to, but Montana out on top, Ruti in 2nd, Jensen 3rd. Jensen obviously with no penalties. Calluma is... Did he make a mistake there, Calluma? The swap positions vaporised from Calluma. I'm not sure what happened there.
I didn't tell that also.
Zook saying it's grinder for me.
But Montana can get that warning. Let me have a look if he took more warnings after his penalty. No, he didn't. So he could remove that warning from Stephen, who forced him right in Ascari. So
Zook's just said in the chat, it's grinder for him. Oh my god. Goodness me. Yeah, other dating sites are available, is what I will say on the stream. I don't need one because I'm in a very happy relationship at this stage, but there we are. Montana leads the way, Ruti in 2nd, Jensen 3rd. Safety car is going to be coming in this lap, and if you're another bot and you're going to come in the stream, you're probably going to get blocked, and you're probably going to get blocked by the safety car coming in as well, because we're not going to chat, we're not going to look at the stream whatsoever. However, oh there we go, safety car is in this lap. Montana now the virtual Marlander, he's now the virtual safety car. Ruti there in 2nd, Jensen there in 3rd, and Jensen right on the back of Ruti. But what is going to happen underneath the safety car restart, Jesse? Is Montana going to lead, or is Jensen on those 5 lap pressure tyres going to be out there to play and get this race win?
Well, if Montana can remove his warning, I don't know actually if he get a warning for forcing right by Stephen as he's going now. It's really early, didn't expect that.
Very early indeed, but the same as Ruti. What Ruti did in the first safety car restart, and he's very squirrely at the final corner, and Jensen nearly gets caught on the outside curb as well. Out of the final corner, Hawk has spun, I think, through Parabolica. Not sure if there was a contact moment there with Vaporizer and that, but Hawk there is spun, and on the run down towards turn 1, we've got the yellow flags glitch here. We've got the yellow flags glitch. If Hawk gets going, I think we're back underway. But we've got the yellow flags glitch. Nobody can overtake. Matey C's on the inside of Rocco. I hope this is not broke. We've got 5 laps to go, and Rocco has to give up an illegal overtake. Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? Barack's on the back of Rocco, but they can't overtake. I hope this safety car, this yellow flag glitch is going to fix itself. Otherwise, we might have to take the results from lap 22 onwards as Barack and Rocco get caught sideways in through the through the De La Rocha chicane. and he has to get an illegal overtake on Rocco when he loses 3 positions. There's more 5-second penalty for corner cut, and this is a yellow flag that's rearing its head. It's always Monza. PSGL F1 had it on PC, and we are now getting it here. It's an absolute joke. Montana though leads the way, Ruti in second, Jensen in third, more 5-second penalties for Harman and Yona. This has now gone completely to utter pot, and it's an utter shame for all of these drivers out on track who are picking up penalties, because they cannot overtake. They cannot overtake, they have to abide by the rules, otherwise they'll get disqualified. There we go! Now the yellow flag glitch is gone. Thank goodness for that. Montana though leads the way by 1.5 seconds, and after 1 lap of yellow flag racing, we're finally back underway in some resemblance of normality.
I hope they can remove 5 seconds.
Oh, they will. They will. They have to. They have to. It's very unfair on everyone.
Yeah. I don't know what that glitch was, but yeah.
Yeah, PSGL PCF1, if you remember, Rocco's retired in the pit lane, by the way. I think that's in the pit lane. Yeah, it's in the pit lane. He's just, yeah, he's retired the car in the pit lane. Jensen, by the way, side by side with Ruti, coming through Curva Grande on the run up toward the Della Rocha chicane, and Ruti's got to back out of this one. Jensen through knees into second. 5-lap pressure tyres coming into play. Montana has now escaped up the road. He needs to escape by another 1.5 seconds to win this race. Jensen there in second, Ruti in third, Stephen Ush there in fourth. Looking through the chat, by the way, yeah, penalties will be removed. The race penalties will be removed. So, 5 seconds, I think, was picked up by Yona, by Harman. Vaporizer, I'm pretty sure we got one, and I think that was it.
Vaporizer had a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting, I thought. So.
Maybe. Yeah, check that in the race director quickly, actually, while we've got 3 laps to go.
Sure. Let's look at some battles then. There are not really much battles going on at this moment. For P5 now, maybe. Bunty and Bombastic are close to each other.
Don't listen to the corrupt steward, as Mark has just said there in the chat. Yeah, I think, honestly, from my perspective, and I think for the integrity of the league more than anything else, those penalties that have been picked up should be removed, as long as they can prove that they couldn't overtake from their own POV. Is Barak has left the session?
No.
He's there in P10, he's outside the points.
I will invite him quickly.
It'll be a waste of time, I think. His AI is just going to drop down so many positions.
Yeah.
It's only...
I think he won't come back. But
yeah. There's only 3... Yeah, there's only 3 laps to go. Barak's AI is going to drop down past Kalama, past Vaporizer, past Passix. I mean... Kalama makes a mistake, actually. Oh, and Vaporizer nearly goes into the back of him, and Passix have to take avoiding action there as well.
I can't even invite Barak because it's saying that he joined already, so... Sorry, no. Barak, I tried it, if you are watching right now.
Oh my goodness me. I don't know. This is why you're doing your own graphics and everything, by the way, in terms of the stream. Hopefully it'll be a lot better when I get a stream capture card. Montana wins. Montana wins? Montana leads out on track with 2 laps to go. From Jensen there in second, Ruti there in third. Baraka's being glitched out again. Yeah, unfortunate, I think. Nutella, who was in the PSGL F2 chat, I believe, in his race there in Imola, it was, last week. He got disconnected out of there as well. And it just seems to be various points where he just disconnects out the session. It's so unfortunate because he must be, as I said in that PSGL race, the unluckiest driver in league racing right now.
Yes, his internet is just shit.
That's a fair adequation, I think, of the scenario there by my co-commentator. I didn't say that, he did, so you can blame him if there's any rude words or if we get copyrighted or anything at the end of this race. Physico on the back of Passix is looking quite close into Delaware chicane. It's getting a lot heavier, actually, the rain out on track. Kalama very slow. Passix is there, and Physico's going to take 2 for 1, perhaps, as Kalama nearly puts him on the grass there. Kalama's going to be angry. Physico's going to be angry with that, as Kalama now is literally like a rolling roadblock. This is for 11th and 12th. It's the only battle we've really got, apart from Bombastic and Bunty, for 5th. This is the only real overtaking opportunity battle that we've got, as the rain now falls heavier on the final lap of the race. It's Montana that leads the way. Jensen there in second, Ruti there in third, Physical on the back of Calluma, not quite close enough in towards Ascari, but Montana onto the final lap of the race. He hasn't done enough. He needs to pull up 1.7 seconds, and he's not going to do that in a lap.
Well, Calluma and Physical are still battling for P11 now. In Parabolica, really good to see these battles. Out on track as Calluma almost spun. Maybe Basic can be involved as well.
Yeah, Jensen though, still trying to hunt down Montana. This is the final lap of the race here. Yeah, Calluma is side by side with Physico in towards turn number 1. We'll go on board with that battle now, and Calluma forces the issue once again down the inside line, in through turn number 1, and gets the job done on Physico, pardon me. Physical's on the back there, Pasik's there in 13, but we'll cut to the battle for the lead, because Jensen still trying to hunt down Montana. 1.2 seconds, he may as well just stay there, and he's going to win, and also, he is going to possibly get back into contention. The gap will be down to 6 points, I think, into next week's racing, of course. And Jensen now comes down in through the final couple of corners, along with Montana, coming through Ascari for the final time. Montana has dominated this race. That 3-second penalty for being forced off track might get removed, so he might still win this race on countback, but towards the line, as we come now through Parabolica for the final time, Montana around the final corner is going to take the race win here. Bombastic and Bunty are side by side through Parabolica as well, just looking out on the mini-map, but Montana there takes the win in Italy. Jensen there in second, and Bombastic and Bunty are going to be side by side, and Bombastic has got Bunty for 5th position, but they still get 5th position, Bunty, and possibly a driver of the day vote as that as well. Bombastic finishing 4th, Yona 5-second penalty unserved, Harmon 5-second penalty unserved. They definitely picked up penalties from that idiotic yellow flag glitch that we had. Jensen though takes the win, Montana second, Ruti in third. That in the end, overshadowed by the yellow flag glitch, was still quite a good race.
It was a good race. As Montana is also saying on the question of Jensen pen removal or not, he's saying, yeah, very likely got a double warning, so I think after the Seward reports we will see Montana win this race and not Jensen. And so I'm gonna invite the drivers now into the party.
Yeah, Vaporize has just come into line. He also had a 5-second penalty for unserved stop-go, but I think that was corner cutting related rather than anything else, but he still might try and get that removed. Bombastic gets driver of the day awarded by the in-game fans. I don't think so. I'm going to give it to Bunty tonight. That was a phenomenal race from Bunty, but of course the top step of the podium is for VSR Jensen. Will he be at the top step of the podium next week, however, when we get into the new stream next week? Remains to be seen. We'll update you, of course, on that. But Jensen takes the race win here for now. Montana there in second. Great drive, by the way, by Ruti as well. Finishing in third position. Drove phenomenally well in that McLaren. And he did pretty much exactly what he needed to. But he, of course, he does finish in third position. And we now round off with the final grid order. It is Jensen out on top for Montana in second, Ruti there in third. Those 3-second penalties, as we say, might get removed. Bombastic there in fourth, 16th on the grid to fourth, was not a bad drive actually. So give him respect for that, but I think with my driver of the day, it's probably going to go to Bunty. They're in 5th position, drove very well, his best race of the season by an absolute mile. Meti C in 6th, from Stephen there in 7th, Davidenko in 8th, Harmon there in 9th, Yona ran off the top 10, then it's Physico, Calluma, Pasik, Hawk, Barak, who got the fastest lap point as well there in 15th, Vaporizer also finishing there in 16th, then it was Rocco, Lou, Sapala and Macho, who were the 4 DNFs out on track, and what was a very crazy feature race here in Italy. But we now can, of course, speak to the man who finished in P1, for now that is, and that is of course Jensen.
Yeah.
And Jensen, you came back from Sunday night, being one of your worst nights I think in league racing, losing that championship lead to Tom. You're back here in FRL 2 days later and you take the feature race win. You must be very happy with that, and it must be a bit of retribution.
Yeah, I mean P1 or P2 today. Considered the start of the feature race, getting straight lined at turn 1 and pretty much out of it. I'm very happy with that. Wet pace was really good. yeah, the safety car kind of kept on like halting the race, so I couldn't make much progress. But once I got through past Med TC, I could make my own decision on whether I wanted to pit or not, or what lap I wanted to pit. I think I pitted the right lap though. On both races, I think I pitted the perfect time, so I'm glad I got my strategies right there. But yeah, I knew Montana had 2 warnings on lap, so I knew that he had a chance to remove a penalty, so I just kept on pushing anyways, just in case if there was anything else I picked up a warning. But in the end, I don't think he picked up another warning, and he said he got double warning, so I mean, you could say it's P2, but still very happy with that.
Yeah, very, very good, obviously, from an Alpine perspective as well. Very good from a championship perspective, because either way you look at it, you're still going to be within a race wins advantage compared to Montana. It'll be 6 points if you're obviously first and hold on to that first position, without that penalty obviously being removed from Montana.
It'd be 20 points.
Yeah, it'd be 12 points.
No, not. I thought it'd be...
No, I thought it was... No, I thought you were 13 points behind.
He had a 13-point gap, I think. Or something. It might be 20, like...
Oh yeah, the sprint race. Oh yeah. Oh. Yeah, ignore me. Ignore me. The points that I'm doing are not up to date whatsoever in terms of that. But yeah, he still must be happy with that overall race result. Talk us through that safety car period though, because that final safety car period and that yellow flag glitch rearing its head for me was just the icing on the cake of what has been a pretty decent-ish race, I would guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. I didn't notice the yellow flag glitch, to be honest. I was just racing Rooty trying to get through because I was losing time to Montana, and I thought I'd actually lose the gap because I wasn't able to get through, but I managed to get the run on him. But yeah, for now, my 4th win in a row at Monza and FRL, so yeah, not too disappointed in that, even if it be P2, but yeah.
Yeah, still a really good result, obviously, from your perspective. Jesse, coming across to you, any questions?
A really good race for you, P1 on track. Maybe after the Stewart report, P2 if Montana gets his warnings removed. Abu Dhabi next week on the Jasper Marina circuit. Are you looking forward to it?
No. Just no. I hate the track. It's probably my worst track on the game, Abu Dhabi, alongside Russia. Those two are just, yeah, they're just horrible for me. I'm just nowhere on pace compared to anyone else, so I'll try and salvage some good points, I guess, if anything.
Congrats with P1 for now.
Thank you.
Yeah, go and enjoy your evening, Jensen.
Thank you. Cheers for comms.
You're very welcome indeed, and we can now speak to the man who's on the other receiving end, of course, of that 3-second penalty, and of course it is Montana, finishing in P2. And first of all, question to Montana is, are you going to look to get that 3-second penalty removed? Because I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. I literally ran wide once in a Ascari and got 2 warnings, which I only saw one of because the game is great. So yeah, I might have to send in the full lap actually thinking about it. So yeah, should get that removed.
Should get that removed, which hopefully will be a good sign, obviously, and you will pick up that race win, of course. Talk us through that the safety car periods as well out on track, because I think it was a really bit weird safety car periods. Did it affect you in any sort of way? Do you feel it actually helped you or hindered you in that point?
The first one hindered me, and the second one made me rethink my strategy like 1,000 times in a couple of seconds. And then I just gambled big time when it was about to go wet, so it's always a risk when you go winters when it's not even raining, especially with the game, and it could just take forever to get wet. So it was a kind of perfect decision making, and obviously the first stint sucked a bit because I was in a perfect position to just run away with it, with mediums and P2 and the gap. So yeah, it all worked out at the end, but it certainly made it more difficult.
Yeah, made it more difficult indeed. And obviously you had Jensen chasing you down in the final few laps of that race. Do you feel that Jensen could have got you if that race was a few laps longer?
No way. My setup was really good in terms of straight line speed, and I was feeling good on the tires still. They were getting a bit worn, but yeah, I was just trying not to pick up a warning at the end. I think we pulled away a bit from the guys behind, so then I just tried to manage it to not pick up a warning, so I can get it removed and still VP1 after that.
Yeah, definitely so. Jesse, any questions?
P2 now track props P1 after the stewards report session warnings getting removed. Abu Dhabi next week, are you looking forward to it?
Yes, I am. It's one of my favorites. It's a bit complicated with strategy and penalty and tire temps and stuff, so I have to find a better race setup than what I had a couple of weeks ago. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna absolutely send it, and it should suit me.
Yeah, should suit you indeed. Go and enjoy your evening, Montana.
Thank you. Thanks for the comments.
You are very welcome indeed. I think that is it, because Ruti never really joins our interviews whenever he's on the podium. So I think we'll probably leave it here in terms of the interviews. Big thank you to Jensen, big thank you to Montana, of course. Appreciate it, of course, as always, going forward. And that rounds us off very neatly indeed for FRL F1 here tonight. If you did like that stream, of course, like, comment, subscribe, tick that notification bell, of course, if you're brand new. And just to reiterate my announcement that I had at the start of the stream, FRL F1 is soon going to be getting graphics, because I'm getting the Stream Deck and capture card going forward. So the possibly one of the best commentators on PS4 is going to try and become the best commentator on PS4 with my verve and style and everything else to go with it. But yeah, it's going to be quite good. It's going to be really interesting. I've got to get to grips with it first. But I'm planning final 2 or 3 races of the season to bring in the graphics, and then the full inauguration of that, of course, will be for the new seasons of what I will be doing commentary on, and that will be LOE, TTML, FRL and PSGL. They're going to be the main 4 that I'm going to be covering this next game cycle, which is going to be really good indeed. And Jesse, though, coming across to you, final thoughts on that race and overall driver of the day.
I think Bunty had some unlucky moments through the race, and yeah, pretty good pace, and he finishes P5. So I would say Bunty, as you said already after the race results were shown. So.
Yeah, I think Bunty definitely gets driver of the day vote from my perspective. Not to offend Johnson and Montana at all. It's a bit of a left field choice this week.
But yeah, esports bias.
Yeah, FRL bias, I think, towards Bunty there tonight. But, yeah, he drove really well in that feature race. Caught me by an absolute surprise. I thought he was down in like 12th or 13th, and then I suddenly saw he was in 5th position. So, yeah, Bunty definitely gets driver of the day vote for me. One of the real underdogs of FRL F1, and it's good to see him getting a 5th place out on track as well, which is really good. Well, 6th place out on track, because he obviously overtook Ban Bombastic through the final corners as well. But that brings us to the end, of course, to FRL F1. More action to come, of course, next week. Of course, it is F3 and F4 on Monday night at 7 PM UK time. You might possibly be seeing me on one of the tiers, depending on availability of commentators there, because I'm now free on a Monday. So hopefully that might be the case. And of course, we've got F1 and F2 live on the YouTube channel at 7 PM UK time as well. And that is on Tuesday evening. Really hope you enjoyed that. We're going to end it off here. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time in Abu Dhabi, goodbye.